welcome to Coffee and Conversations.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm having the Bianco Diablo double espresso with some almond milk creamer in it. It is very good. I've not had anything to drink all day.
That, from what you just named, I think that's a level 5. Right. So the intensity
I'm
is
okay
a
with
level
it.
5.
Out of what? Out of 10. I'm okay with a medium. I like a medium. You made me a dark roast yesterday. It was so strong.
But see, that's the thing about coffee. If it's a dark roast, it's light on caffeine. If it's a light roast, it's heavy on caffeine.
So I guess when I'm strong, it didn't taste good to me. Welcome. This is episode 1 of our winter season. We are at home.
It's cold outside.
It is.
I'm tired of that.
Already?
It's cold. I just came from below the equator and now I'm here. It's cold. As soon as I got back, I got sick.
This is very true. And it snowed. I like the snow. So, I'm from Kentucky.
I'm from Texas. It even snowed in Houston.
So y'all not getting away from it then?
Oh.
This is why we have this fireplace on. It actually feels very warm sitting by this fireplace. I don't know about you, but maybe it's the coffee and the fireplace warming me up, but I actually feel nice and toasty. This season will be about summer planning.
Yes.
It is the perfect time to start planning for the summer for your family so it don't run up on you and bully you into doing things you don't want to do. Because that's what the summer will do. So if you don't plan in advance, then you're going to look up, it's going to be mid-June, and you don't have no trip scheduled for yourself. You don't have any camp scheduled for the kids. Yeah. We have lived here 10 years now in the DC area.
Yes.
And out of those 10 years, we've had a kid, 6 of them. And we've now just gotten on a roll. I feel like last summer gave us a preview of summers to come and how we can be effective planners.
Yes.
And just to give you a hint, so last summer Olumide went out of the country for a month.
I had no direction. I didn't know anybody. I didn't have anything. And that's where I was, and I made it work.
He got to be international. I don't have no empathy for you. You got to be in Germany, in Turkey, in Switzerland. Where was I?
Oh, you was here. It was crazy because being in Turkey, and this is going to wrap up to this idea of what we're talking about. When I was in Turkey, I was able to make my money last as long as possible. But when I started to shift over and fly into the European countries, that's when the money started to become short.
It is imperative that you make a plan for the summer and say what your ideal summer looks like. Does that involve family travel? Does that involve local activities? And when I say local, I mean domestic. We're in the United States. So are you trying to go somewhere in the United States close to your house that you can drive to? Or does that mean you got to work and them kids need to find somewhere to be because you don't want to entertain them all summer long?
It's how you say them kids. I haven't even been drinking yet.
Last year we did a combination. We sent our daughter to camp. I think it
was a month.
Yes. And it happened to coincide when Olumide was out of the country because basically it was just me watching her after work hours and things like that. And so when I got off work, I didn't want to entertain her. And so we ended up doing 2 camps that were tied to the community center, which I highly recommend. Their season is opening in March, I believe, for registration. So
those things go quickly. So you have to be mindful of knowing when the reservation window is going to open, because you can think that, hey, I'll do it on Friday, and it opened on Monday. There are no spots left.
So since we're already talking about camp and knowing that camp is most of the time as much as an international trip, I will say what we spent on camp I was not expecting. I think the year before we probably did 2 weeks of camp and I was like, oh, this is great. And she was only gone half a day. And then this last year we did a month, and for some reason camp got more expensive because they're there all day. That's why it got more expensive. I would say that you should budget anywhere between $2,000 to $3,000 for a great camp that you don't have to entertain your kids afterwards. And so we did art and we did swim, and those are the ones that go quickly. So the ones that are tied to school or just a singular activity, they go quickly. So make sure you plan in advance. The period is already closed, but that dependent credit care account, I don't know what it's called, but it's through our employer and we pay pre-tax dollars. And I believe that if you're active duty, they have a version as well. That helped us cover camp. If camp is not on your radar and you're like, we're going to take a family vacay, I say ball if you can take one for a whole month. We have tried to take vacations for a whole month. We've just made it up to the precipice of taking a month-long vacation, but over the summer we've only taken maybe a week or 2 weeks. Our family went to the
Olympics.
It was a whirlwind. It was fantastic, but as most people know, Europe is expensive.
It is.
And we stayed in rental houses, flats, a combination of things, and we were only gone for 14 days. So basically the entire Summer Olympics minus the Paralympics, because there's a gap. If you didn't know, if you were ever entertaining going to the Olympics, there is a gap between the Summer Olympics and when the Paralympics starts. And I can't remember if it was 4 or 5 days, but I don't understand why doesn't it start immediately? Because I would have liked to go to the Paralympics.
Well, you had the opportunity to see certain highlights.
I know that the Olympics is coming here in 2 years.
California, that's right. And we're not going to talk about breakdancing, because I was watching it the whole time and I was like, what? I was mad. I was upset.
There's a hater born every minute. She went out there. Did you go out there?
No.
Exactly. She went out there. She was brave. She put herself out there.
Who was her competition?
I don't know.
Who was her competition out of Australia? And you know what? To the artists, hey, nothing against you, but I just don't know who your competition was when it came down to, hey, that person right there needs to go to the Olympics.
Not to get off on a tangent, but those type of trips, they need to be budgeted further out than the winter before. They need to be budgeted 2 years before, because there's a list and you have to put yourself in a lottery to get the tickets and all the things. And so I'm saying, if you're just looking to plan a regular summer vacay that doesn't have a highlight like the Olympiad in it, then now is a great time to do that. Do you recommend doing SpaceX? Because you did it over the summer.
So I look at it from this line of thought. Doing SpaceX is great, right? And this is talking to the military retirees. You just have to have this in consideration. If you do Space A, you need to think of the time that you want to go somewhere, right? And you have to look at are you going during PCS season when other military members are going? Because if all of them are going, you're not going. That's what it is. Because you're going to show up there, you're going to wait for roll call, and all these people are going to show up. And they're going to get on the plane, but you're going to get left. That's what's going to happen.
So how do you attribute you being able to successfully, because you went in the summer, successfully
I did.
Take a Space A flight from BWI, Baltimore Washington International Airport, and get to Germany? What was the success? What's the hack? How was you able to do it? Because it was the middle of the summer.
It was because there was a flight right before it. It was a flight to move personnel from there to Rammstein. And I didn't take the first one, I took the second one. And on the second one, it was lighter because those people that were active duty, that had a higher class, that would bump me, they were already gone.
There's something else in play with that, is you didn't go with your family.
It was just me.
So it's probably easier to get a ticket.
Now, there are families that show up but they're in different categories, and you may want to read up on the space categories. For me, as a retiree, I'm a category 6. So if you're a 5 all the way to 1, you're gonna beat me. You're gonna bump me.
Is 6 the last one?
6 is the last one.
The last of the last.
You're the last of the last. So you just have to have that in consideration.
So we're gonna take space AI off the table, but there are lots of other internet apps that you can use to hack the whole flight system and plan for your trip. When I planned for our last trip that we went on, we went to Turkey and Rwanda. I used Mindtrip, Skyscanner. I already knew I was going to fly Turkish Airlines, and so I just made sure to track their sales. There's ways to pre-plan the trip to know what your budget is going to be. There's also military fairs. I've used them to plan a cruise, and so they're really helpful. What I like about them is you can call. Sometimes you get online and the internet is big, and you be so confused about the searches. I just want to talk to a person. I don't want to get in my information over the phone. I just want to talk to them and see what kind of rates they got. If their deal is better than the deal I'm looking at. And so military fairs is one of those. I'll link it below. And then let's say you just want to chill. You're not looking at camp. You're not looking at a budget. You need occasional child care. I recommend looking at your local bases if you're close to a base.
If and only if.
Yes. We have a ton of bases in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. We are engulfed by base. These bases have pools and they have summer programs. And so the first thing you should do if you're thinking about taking your retired family on base is make sure y'all have IDs. Me and Olumide both have retired military IDs. I know that a lot of people talk about the veteran ID. Do you know ID?
With the VA ID, you just go to the website and you just type in IDs in the search box that's right above on your right hand side, and it'll speak more on the VA ID card that you can receive. And I'm being specific with the VA ID card. That's just saying that, hey, you are a veteran and you are given access to this base or to this fort or whatever. So that's where you go.
But just keep in mind something that I've learned my years of going on and off base, basically around the world at this point, is that every base is its own city. They have rules that apply to just that base.
That time I got in trouble in Hawaii at Kaneohe Bay.
Yes.
And I went to go shopping and I was wearing board shorts.
Yes.
That's not the base order.
Yes.
You have to leave.
So you may want to stop at passing ID on the outside of the base before you try to enter with your Veterans Affairs ID card, because it does not even look like the retired military card.
No.
So just putting that out there, keep that in mind. Kids can also get an ID card, but their ID cards have short time frames on them. And so we have a godson who, when he was young, like our daughter, he had an ID card and it lasted, I want to say 6 months, because they get their privilege through their parents and their faces change. This particular instance where he had one, his mom was deployed and we were watching him, and he needed proof of military affiliation. And so they got him an ID card. And if we ever need to prove that for Oshamari, we're going somewhere, they'll give her a retired dependent ID card. So just keep that in mind. Always, when in doubt, go pass an ID.
Yeah. That's what you do.
So as you're thinking about the summer and you're researching all the things for the summer, make sure you get a budget in line. All those tools that you were given while you were in the military, those things are still available. You can still go on Military One Source and help you create a budget. I'm a big fan of the AI tools that are out there to help you create a flat budget, but I'll say keep it simple.
Keep it honest, right? Be realistic. hey, are you going to be able to do this and do that, right? You want to go to Turkey, right?
So, with that being said, leave us a comment below about what your summer plans are and what's driving those plans. Is it that you're getting ready for a big move? Is it that you just need your kids to be somewhere? Do you want to try something new like Space A? Don't recommend.
I mean, it's good out there just for the cost of the dollar. That's what I would say.
In the summer specifically.
No, I
this is what I'm
it.
saying. I'm not saying I don't recommend it at all. I'm saying don't do it in the summer.
You meet a lot of people though.
So through this season, we're going to talk about all the different bases that you might want to go on and have a vacation. And we're going to talk about, have you set your goals? Because before you know it, June will be here.
Yeah, it will.
And what did you learn from last summer that you don't want to repeat this summer?
Maybe a person's or a family's vacation, it might be going for something else. Maybe they might be going to someone's wedding. And you still got a budget for that. How you going to live? How you going to travel? Are you going to drive there? All right.
So, thank you for joining us on Coffee, Champagne, and Conversations. Hopefully you like what we're talking about. If you have some topics you'd like for us to discuss or dig deep into,
Let us know.